Welcome back! I'm Tyler, and welcome to another installment of Ruffle Report, now covering all of the Ruffle and none of the kerfuffle, until this reporter snaps and is found choking several agitators behind a food delivery truck for reasons that will remain between me and the San Francisco Police Department. At the top of the segment, Angelic Pretty's Cherry Stamp series has managed to sell out despite looking like a fruit prison. This print wishes it was Fruit's Parlor, and I'm deducting major points from the styled pic they included, proving you can only make this JSK interesting if you cover half of it with an apron that's routinely sold out. In all sincerity, I actually like this saturated strawberry ice cream color, but we both know those bows look vestigial at best, and that Real Monsters vibe is going to be lost on anyone born after the time that getting on the internet knocked your mom off the phone. To some, what I just said sounds like a code. Others cannot handle being punched in the face with that much nostalgia, and will rejoin us after taking stock of their life and accomplishments before spiraling into existential dread. Getting back on topic, while the mint colorway appears to be a Nagoya and Shibuya exclusive, I'm willing to bet that AP USA is going to stock it for the same reason they got the Baja Blast Bears. AP San Francisco's special release color is mint, and even though I wouldn't even buy this with someone else's money because looking at it puts me to sleep, I do acknowledge that mint is the best colorway by far, and I hope anyone who wants it has a shot to get it stateside. It turns out my goodwill for other human beings is much easier to summon if there's not a cat print on the line. While we're on the subject of things that are usually covered in salt, Angelic Pretty has also finally gotten around to releasing the seashell bags that were supposed to go with Chateau de Coum back in the year that shall not be named. They sold out just in time for all the summer fun that I will not be having because I'm not about to go outside in a state that treats temperature like a dick measuring contest. And the real star of the release goes to the cherry collar blouse, given that the fight over short sleeve cotton tops has increased as OTT 2010 sweet aesthetics have come back around. No one wants this shit. And I fervently look forward to the day that it goes back out of style so I can scoop up all these blouses at 2014 prices, which amounted to $30 in a paperclip in comparison to the absolute frack fest we have today. I'm talking about back when Yahoo Auctions Japan was active and you either snagged the best deal of your life or got in a bidding war at 3 a.m. over a pair of socks. That said, I think that's about the time the whole fawn makeup trend started, so that year can stay buried or I'm calling the fuck who shot Bambi's mom. Ignoring my unreasonable hatred for this dirty nose nonsense, Angelic Pretty has also announced that the Wish Me Mail collaboration jewelry is coming soon. It will feature a necklace and ring in pink and lavender colorways, and also match a dress that came out in 2020, meaning that the state of the Brando supply chain is so backed up, I'm expecting we'll see the rest of these MTOs sometime after the fall of man. Nakayoshi Bunny and Candy Fairy when AP, and moving on to a brand that doesn't own my entire bank account, the reservation for BTSSB's Trump Alice series has ended. This means that anyone who wants it will now have to wait for it to go into stock online, and this brand is once again kicking AP's ass in the design department. Look at this amazing heart bodice and heavy fabric. AP can't even manage a basic geometric shape without looking like they're having a stroke. I'm looking at you, Wrapping Cherry. Every last one of those hearts is sewn on wonky as fuck, and if I ever find the designer responsible, I'm going to instill the fear of God in them or get arrested trying. Either way, this comes in JSK1, a skirt, and the cutest version by far because it has a little apron, and the waist bows come off both JSKs as Baby remains the customization king while AP continues to tell their followers to eat cake, choke on it, and die. I swear if this brand was a John Mulaney bit, it would be one black coffee. Meanwhile, as that about wraps up new release news, and turning towards our special segment for the evening, I woke up this morning and chose violence, so I'm going to be rating every Imai Kira Angelic Pretty collab I can get my hands on. Will your faves soar or flop by my standards? And I'm going to go through them mostly chronologically. You can keep an eye on their image for my verdict. That said, let's get this thing going, and right out of the gate, we're going to look at the Princess Silhouette OP, 0 out of 10 for that bodice looking like a football, and now that I've pissed off the old schoolers, the Cinderella Prince OP looks like Milanu's mediocre cousin. No wonder Prince Charming couldn't remember anything but her shoes. This one makes all the impression of drying paint. I'm pretty sure I saw those sleeves on a toilet paper cover in my grandmother's bathroom, and while I'm sure this is some god-tier dream dress for some old schooler in Vermont, she's likely too busy trying to revive LiveJournal to do anything of value. 2 out of 10, get back in the water closet where you belong. An uncalled for attack that takes us to a dress that aged like fine wine, the Angelic Garden JSK from 2006 in white is gorgeous. The Dollhouse JSK is dreamy, and Twinkle Mermaid could kick Chateau de Coom's ass in a knife fight, this dress asked how many ruffles you could shove into a bodice before God told you to stop, and the answer was too fracking many. Erstwhile, Candy Chan on a walk remains iconic because I saw Shelby Cloud wear it and it gets points for nostalgia. Cat's Tea Party is eternal, ripped to the people who are still mad that they spent $2 grand on it right before the MTO. La Princess Sucre from 2013 deserves a goddamn re-release over whatever floral bullshit this is supposed to be. Perfume Wonderland is tepidly interesting at best. And slowing down for just a moment, Charlotte's Bear, originally released in 2016, is actually one of Kira Imai's favorite prints that she's ever done. I gleaned this information when I was seated with her at Techo, and she also told me that Charlotte's Bear actually went on to be the inspiration for 2019's Unbirthday series. I think both of these prints are absolutely fantastic, so it's cool to see that they have a connection. Sure, I'd pry the crosses off of Charlotte's Bear with a pair of pliers if left unsupervised, but that's my own trauma talking, and God knows we don't have time to go into the evangelical purity culture's degrading effect on human potential. Nothing to see here, pay no attention to the aftermath behind the curtain. I'm sure comparing people to chewed gum isn't going to have some entirely predictable side effects on self-esteem and society at large. Whoops, we accidentally talked about something important. Let's look at this instead. Doll's Tea Party in Saks gets points deducted for being a Tea Party exclusive. My favorite room shoved as much shit as possible into a print and still came out lacking. And while it's bad enough that this thing cornered the market on crosses, cats, and cultural appropriation, the real crime is featuring the worst shoe design known to man. Peep-toe sandals are for people who have 2 toes that are exhibitionists. It's the equivalent of flashing a single boob. And the final score comes out to burn it so it doesn't breed. Anyone who has a problem with that can deposit their complaints in the same garbage bin where they got their taste in shoes. Moving right along, whatever printer popped out Dream Cat Go Round obviously ran out of ink. Goodnight Sisters was another Tea Party exclusive dress, and I will die mad about it. A deep sense of spite that brings us to Toys Museum from 2020, a perfect mascot for the year itself, given that it was exciting at the onset, right before falling apart at the seams. I'm telling you, the quality control was non-existent. I feel like I got catfished by a fracking bow, and I'd rate this 4 out of 10 for the yoke alone, which is what I really bought it for. Don't look at me, I just paid $300 for a scrap of shoulder concealment, and I am upset about it. Which finally brings us to our last collab for the evening in the form of Rabbit Picnic Party. These bunnies have a bitchy energy only seen previously in Cat's Tea Party. I love their little outdoor luncheon, and while I would give this a perfect score like I did its inspiration, I'm afraid I had to deduct points for the weird salmon-y bows, as well as the strange dusty pink AP insists on using. I swear this brand is intent on making us all buy new blouses because that shit matches nothing in my closet, and I resent the idea of touching this abomination with a 10-foot pole. If a blouse could catch herpes, it would show up like these fracking bows. Do not at me, I am not taking questions at this time. In summary, after going through every contribution I could reasonably put on a timeline, it's really reaffirmed how much I like Imai Kira's designs. I really look forward to her next collaboration with my favorite brand. I would look forward to it even more if it were a cat print. And this is my final ranking for all the AP and Imai Kira collabs in their entirety. Those who disagree can whinge in the comments, and that's all the time we have for tonight. I'm going to go lie down. I'd like to thank my patrons for existing in any capacity, and should you like to join their number, you can head over to patreon.com/lastweeklolitanews for more content that no one should watch ever for any reason. If you're looking for me, you can find me day drinking at 10 a.m. Thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you next time.